We'll get going. Right, so we're gonna sit down for the warm-up. Oh, miles away, a little bit closer. So we're going to sit down for the warm-up, but don't worry, there'll be plenty of opportunity to move around as we crack on. Right, so I want you to just sit up nice and tall. Let's do our little posture, just to get it ingrained into our heads. So move that fleshy bit out of the way. Find those bony bits. Try and balance nicely on those bony bits, so we don't want to be kind of lopsided or leaning forward, leaning back. And then think about the tailbone. Think about your vertebra, and let's think about being nice and upright, nice and tall. Think about each of those vertebrae perfectly stacked, one on top of the other. And think about the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the base of the skull, the top of the head coming up nice and tall. Just keep your hands nice and relaxed in your lap. We're going to lift the shoulders up. Roll your shoulders back, just let them drop, and then just hold in that position. Don't hold your breath. So keep nice and light on those sit bones, then you can slump and you can be heavy again, if that makes sense. We're just going to do that one more time. So again, just thinking about your tailbone, thinking about your vertebra, one on top of the other, think about lengthening that spine, trying to create some space in between each of your vertebra, that piece of string drawing you up towards the ceiling, nice and tall, nice and high, and then shoulders up. Roll the shoulders back and down, so they might feel just a little bit of a stretch because you're pulling back slightly on those shoulders. You might be looking down your nose, a little bit snootily, but don't worry about that. We're all friends here, and we can relax again and slump. So just remember that sensation of sitting up nice and tall, and we'll come back to that throughout the exercises. Okay, so marching on the spot. So I'm in a different part of the gym today. Apologies for the product placement behind me. And the sun is on my right hand side over there, so that'll shift round and might play tricks with how I'm appearing on the camera. So we'll see how we get on anyway. So as always, we're nice and light on our toes. We're keeping a nice brisk rhythm. I know it's early for the majority of you, but you know, we can still put a bit of effort into it to awaken the body and get us ready for the weekend. So we're nice and purposeful with our arms. We are still sitting up nice and tall because we've still got that recollection of our postures. We're going to get that blood going around the body, slowly increasing the heart rate. Okay, nice and easy, reaching out to the front. Nice and easy. Let's get warmed up on a chilly day. A chilly week. So nice and easy. Keeping nice and light on those toes, keeping your rhythm. Beautiful. Back to marching on the spot. Lovely. Okay, let's stretching up. Just take it steady for the first few, making sure that you are warming up those shoulders. No pulled muscles at this stage. So just do smaller movements if you wanted to. A little bit bigger if you're feeling your shoulders can handle it at this stage. And reaching forwards. And reaching up. And back to marching. Okay, hands up, just give your hands a shake. Just keep them loose. And up and down, so keeping your wrists loose. And twisting again. And up and down. And twisting. And fingers in and out. If you've got any stiffness in your hands and your fingers, that's a good exercise to do. Back to marching. Okay, let's reach it up again. Climbing our ladders. So those shoulders should just be loosening up a little bit. You might find you've got a better range of movement than you did a few moments ago. Reaching forwards. And this time when we reach back up, we're going to lean across slightly. It doesn't have to be a big lean. We just want to go past the center line of the body. So we just get a little bit of an additional stretch through the sides. Nice and easy. And forward. But again, we're just going to cross over slightly the midline of the body. So there's a bit of rotation, just a tiny bit of a twist. which you might feel through the rib cage and through the back. And back to normal marching. We've lost it, there we go. Opposite arm and leg, by the way. I've not already mentioned that today. Let's extend those legs out. So alternating, opposite arm and leg. If your brain's in gear and you can manage it. If my brain's still a little bit cold this morning. So just a nice movement, nice rhythm. Alternating. Nice swing of those arms. Just be careful if you, depending on the chair that you've got today, you're not cracking your elbows on the sides of those chairs, in which case you might just need to just modify that movement so you're not banging your elbows. Okay, let's reach forwards just a bit more. So more of a stretch through the shoulders, a little bit more movement through the torso. We are leading with the heels. Hopefully you've noticed that. But we're going to now change, we're going to try and lead with the toes. So really try and point the toes and make that the furthest point away when you extend that leg. Marvellous. And back to heels. So dabbing the heels down. And toes. And heels. And back to toes. And we're going to go back to marching. So we're going to slow it down, but we're going to lift our knees up a little bit higher. So just slow it down, but try and use the tops of the thighs and hips to lift the knee up as high as you can. We're not racing for this one, it's difficult to do quickly, and that's not the aim. Just want to get that additional movement through the top of the thighs and hip. Fabulous, back to normal marching. Right, let's change the legs again. So side steps with some arm curls. Make sure those knees are also going out to the sides and not just keeping your knees together. And we're warming up the arms as well at the same time. More bang for your buck. Let's push those arms away. Stretch it out to the front. Again, we're just keeping a good rhythm. We're going to reach up. And we're going to push away. And we're going to reach up. And push away. Let's do some funky chickens. So I'm trying to get as much of the body moving at the same time as possible, because it's just really efficient. Really efficient rather than just doing bits of your body. Let's go back to arm curls. It's more demanding on the heart and lungs as well. So again, it makes them stronger, makes them more efficient. Reaching up, push away, chicken, curl. Oh, that caught you on the hop, didn't it? I bet you were daydreaming about what you're doing for the rest of the day. Reach up, push away, chicken, curl. All right, well, we're going to do 2 of each, 3 times through, so it's going to be fairly rapid. Right, you've got your brains in gear. 2 of each, reaching up, 1, 2, push away, 1, 2, chickens, 1, 2, curls. And again, reaching up, 2, push away, 2, chickens, curls. And again, reaching up for 2, push away for 2, chickens, and curls. Oh, I lied. I think we'll do that one more time. You ready? All right, here we go. Reaching up for 2, push away for 2, chickens, and curls. Make a song about this. Some TikTok video. We'll go viral, wouldn't we? Back to marching. I would never do that, by the way. Marching. A little bit quicker for me, a little bit brisker, a little bit more purposeful with those arms and legs. I'm not asking you to run, I just want you to go a bit quicker. Like you're late for something and you think, oh, I don't want to be late. I don't want to be late for that appointment. But you want to act cool when you're going down the street. You don't want to look like you're late for something. So nice and purposeful. I'm just going to slow it down. Just your heels. Just your heels, just slow it down. All right, relax there. One leg out, one leg back. Opposite arm and leg. Haha, I've not done this for ages. So in the class, in real life, I get to laugh at you for doing this. So hopefully you've got one leg out and one arm out. Hopefully they are opposites. Switch. Switch. So the aim is to always have your opposite arm and leg. Switch, switch, switch. Fortunately, I can't exactly see what your legs are doing, so you're going to get away with it. Switch, 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 switch. I bet you're changing now, aren't you? Okay, we're going to start off slow. Switching. Opposite arm and leg. Opposite arm and leg. Nice and steady. Nice and steady. All right, stay with me. We're going to go just a fraction faster. Try and stay with me. Pick your rhythm. Just like walking or running. Stick with me. Come on, we're going to go just a little bit quicker. Just a little bit quicker. Can you go a little bit quicker for me? Can you? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. Okay, we're going to stick at this pace. We're not going to go any faster. So for effort, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most effort, we're trying to look for about, I don't know, 6 out of 10? 6.5, maybe even 7. That's what you're going at. Now, your 6 or 7 out of 10 might be different to my 6 or 7 out of 10, which is going to be different to someone else's 6 or 7 out of 10. So it's up to you to gauge what your 6 or 7 out of 10 is. All right, stay with me. Stay with me. Just a few more moments. All right, beautiful. All right, slow it down. Slow it down. Just relax there. Get your breath back. Okay, so I want you to be in your press-up position. So we're sitting nice and tall on our sit bones, nice straight back. So we're going to push out and pull back. So we want to stretch out the upper back, stretch out the chest. Beautiful. So just a nice smooth movement of just allowing you to get your breath back. You should be fairly warm. You should have a lot of blood going through your body right now. Heart rate should be slightly elevated. So now's a good opportunity to do some dynamic stretches. Fabulous. And relax there. One arm on top of the other. Again, nice straight backs. Let's do some twisting. So moving the torso. That's the key word here. The torso from one side to the other. Let's add our dynamic bit where we extend the arm behind. And also we're following that, so we're looking at that hand as it goes behind us, getting that rotation. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. They are stretches. Should be enjoying them. All right, one more on each side. Lovely job. Arm back to the centre, sitting forward on your chair, arms down by your sides. Roll your shoulders back and down and straighten that spine. We're going to do some side bends. So we're keeping our bum flat on the chair. We're dropping the arm down to the side, keeping the shoulders pointing forwards. We're not dropping this top shoulder down. We want to keep the shoulders pointing forwards and then squeeze your tummy muscles to come up to go across to the other side. Squeeze those muscles up across to the other side and changing again. And across to the other side. Let's just add an arm into it. So as we go across now, the hand comes and touches your temple just to intensify that stretch. Squeeze those tummy muscles up and across to the other side. Just going to hold that for a moment and squeeze those muscles up to come up. Right, let's do a little bit with the legs. So a leg, as always, don't mind which. Just swinging that foot forwards and backwards. Doesn't need to be Bruce Lee speed and snappiness. As long as you're getting the movement through the knee joint, feeling a little bit through the thigh and perhaps into the hip as well. Let's do the foot, so flexing the foot up and down. So we just want movement in the ankle as always for this one. Don't be cheating, moving the whole of the leg side to side. And then a circle in one direction. and circles in the other direction. And relax there. Your other leg forward, same again. So forwards and backwards. Beautiful. Just the ankle up and down. And side to side. And circles in one direction. And circles in the other direction. Tip top. A little bit with the hips, and then we're gonna crack on. So feet together, knees together, sitting up nice and tall. A leg, don't mind which. Up, out, down and in. Same leg, up, out, down and in. And again, so nice and smooth and circular. One more, up, out, down and in. The other leg for me, please. Up, out, down and in. You got it. Up, out, down and in. So imagine you're drawing a circle with that kneecap. Last one on this side. Lovely job. So we're going to go in the other direction. So back onto the other leg. We're going to slide, lift, in, down. That's right, isn't it? Sorry, slide, lift, in, down. And again, slide, lift, in, down. One more on this side. Lovely. And the other leg. Slide, lift, in, down. Slide, lift, in, down. You got it. That's it. Nice and smooth. Last one. Phew. Relax there. That's the warm-up. It's a pretty intense warm-up. So just relax there. I'm just going to do a little bit of sit to stands just to get the blood pumping into the big thigh muscles in your bum, and then we're going to crack on with some of these balance exercises. So I'm not going to spend ages doing this. I just want you just to sit on the edge of your chair, both feet flat on the floor. Just make sure you have that separation between your knees and your feet, and everything should be parallel with your hips. So your knees and your feet should be parallel with your hips. And then bring your feet back towards your chair. You can put your hands on your knees, put your hands on the side of the chair for a boost. If you're feeling amazing already this morning, there's no reason why not. And you want to put your hands across your chest, that's fine. I'm just going to start off just by lifting the bum just a couple of inches off the chair to start off with. Let's use our momentum. So we're going to sit up tall, a little bit of a lean back, a little bit of a lean forwards, lift the bum up, nice and controlled, back down. So just a couple of inches, forwards, up and down. A little bit of a lean back, forwards, up, down. Just one more, forwards, up, down. Lovely. So we're going to do 3 all the way up. The last one will stay stood up, okay? Remember, as soon as you get your bum off the chair, as soon as you feel that separation from the chair, drive your hips forwards to help you come up nice and tall. And again, you can put your hands where you feel the need. I'm going to put my hands on my knees. Use your momentum, so use that initial lean forwards. So here we go, all the way up. So a little bit of a lean back, lean forwards, drive, push those hips forwards. Nice and controlled, bend your knees, let the hips go backwards. The chair will be there. So there's 1. Number 2, lean back, drive forwards and up. Knees bent, bum back, all the way down with control. This is our last one, we're just going to stand up. Okay, so lean forwards, drive forwards, nice and tall. Okay, just give your legs just a little bit of a wiggle. Fabulous. So I want you to, so we're going to do these balance exercises, which are based on some yoga exercises, and then they're the warrior poses. I'm going to do the 3 warrior poses, don't worry, and I'm going to do a tree pose. We're not going to be chanting, we're not going to be omming or holding our breaths or anything like that. So what do I need you to do? I want you to stand side onto your support. Let's turn that around there. So I want you to stand side onto your support. Let me actually come around this way. Come around. So we're going to do both sides. We'll do the left and the right side. So I'm going to start off with the leg closest to my support. So I've got my hand on my support. And we're going to take a stride forwards. Stride forwards. You've got your hand on your support. The back leg, so you're going to see me moving around. The back leg, what I want you to do is I want you to turn the foot so it's sort of side on. So your toes aren't pointing towards your support. Your toes are pointing side on, so you've rotated around. Okay, so that's the first thing. You've got hold of your support, I hope. This front knee bends. Okay, this front knee bends. It's up to you, depending on how you're feeling. You might do a shorter stance. As long as those toes are pointed out to the side and your front knee is bent, that is fine. If you're able, if your hips feel pretty good and you're able to get into a longer position, brilliant as well. So it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to stand. The important thing to start off with, those toes are pointing out to the side. This front knee is bent. So that's the first thing. Okay, so again, regardless of how long your stride is, what I want you to try and do now is look down and try and line up the heel of your front foot with the heel of your back foot. So you're in a line. All right? So we're not over here. You can see how my back leg has come all the way out to the side. I've shimmied across. I've still got hold of my support because I'm in a line, so obviously that's quite tricky. Let me just come around the side so you can see me side on. So toes out to the side, front knee bent, and my heels are in a line. Okay, you're with me so far. So what we've done here is we've turned this back hip, we've turned it round a bit, so you might feel more of a stretch across your hips. You might start to feel this front thigh just talking to you a little bit, yeah? What we're going to try now is balance. Now you keep hold of your support if you want to, that's absolutely fine. So you might have hold of your support on the side here. You can maintain that position if you want to. What you can do with your spare hand is put it behind you. Put it behind you. So we want it behind you as much as you can, about the same height as your own shoulder. If you're feeling brave and you want to let go, you can bring both arms out. So they're level with your own shoulders. Let me come round here. So because your feet are in a straight line, because we've extended the arms or arm, this is now a balance exercise. So keep your head pointing forwards, pointing over your front foot, and just fix on something that isn't going to move. I'm just going to try and hold this position. If it's too much for you, straighten that front leg, just to take the pressure off. If you're feeling good, you can go longer, you can go deeper. So you can really bend into that front knee if you wanted to. I'm going to come up a little bit, it's quite an intense stretch. So just a few more moments in this position. This is warrior one. Okay, I want you to drop your hands back down, straighten that front leg, and bring your back leg to the front. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out. Something just a little bit different. I know this might not be everyone's cup of tea, but you know me, I do like to try different things. Variety, where I'm just doing the same things with the resistance band or swinging the leg around all the time. So we're going to do that again, but on the other side. Now, if you want to change positions with your support, that's fine. All I'm going to do is use the leg furthest away from my support to be the lead leg. So let's do that again. It might be different on this side compared to the other side. So we're going to take that step forwards. Again, it's up to you how far you go. Now, this time your back leg, you're going to turn the toes out, so you're on the whole of the back foot, except you've turned your foot 90 degrees away from you. Can't see that in the shadows. Can you see that if I do that? So my back toes are now pointing towards the camera. I've got a bend in my front knee, and it's up to you. Again, you can go long if you want to, you can go shorter if you want to, as long as there's a bend in that front knee. Okay, so now we're going to look down. We're going to try and line up the heels so they're in a straight line. So this is the balancey, tricky bit. Okay, just let you think about that. You've probably still got hold of your support. Probably feeling more of a stretch across your hips. Make sure this front knee is still bent. Also, I forgot to mention, make sure this front knee isn't coming across. Try and just keep it in line. So you might need to conscientiously push that outside knee out slightly rather than allowing it to collapse inwards. Okay, if that makes sense. Right, if you're holding onto your support, your free hand, depending on which way you are, you're either going to come out to the front or, depending on where you are, your free hand might be the one going behind you. Or, if you wanted to, you can do both arms. Do both arms, so we're here. So front knee is bent, back leg is straight, toes pointing out to the side, arms about the same height as your own shoulders, and we're looking straight ahead. Straight ahead. I'm just going to try and settle into this position. This is our balance. Rest if you need to rest, or straighten the front knee if you prefer. Just alleviates a little bit of tension on that front leg. I do want some tension in that front leg though, so you're strengthening those muscles. Just a few more moments. Beautiful. So we're going to straighten the front leg now. Drop your arms. Bring the back leg to the front. Just give your legs just a little bit of a shake out. Fabulous. Okay, so that's warrior one. Warrior two is quite similar. So if you remember I asked you, your back leg, it's flat on the floor and you turn the toes out to the side. With warrior two, you're on the ball of the foot. So it's more advanced, it's more balancy, if you like. So, whichever leg was just your lead leg is now going to be the back leg. So we're just alternating the legs. So again, you stood side onto your support. So I'm going to go with this leg, the leg closest to my support. I'm going to take that big step forward again. I'm going to take that big step forward again. As big as you can. You're going to bend into that front knee. So this time your back leg does stay straight. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn so that your heel comes off the ground and you're on the ball of your foot. So this time your hips are going straight forwards. Your hips are going straight forwards. We haven't turned the hips like we did in the first one. Hips are going forwards. You're not holding your support, I hope. And again, you're going to look down, you're going to try. This isn't in the yoga book, but don't worry, I'm not a yoga teacher. You're going to try, just shimmy around so that your feet are in a line. So rather than being over here, we're going to try and put our feet in a line. So it's more really demanding on the balance, this. Okay, so hips pointing forwards, so bending that front knee, and your back heel is off the ground. Okay, so now this back leg, we're going to bend slightly. We're going to bend slightly. Okay, I'm not going to ask you to let go if you don't want to for this one. You can try, it's more tricky. It's more tricky. You can do if you want. So let's put our arms out to the side for this one. Put our arms out to the side. Again, it's not a true warrior two. You always put your hand back down. If you're feeling brave, you can go quite low. It's up to you. It depends how your knees are feeling. Rest if you need to rest. Just a few moments. Okay, straighten your legs, drop your arms, bring the back leg to the front. Give your legs just a bit of a shake out. All right. So we're just going to do the other side. I'm doing for time. We're going to do the other side. All right. I might not do the warrior three. Might save that for another day. Let's do the other side. So this time the leg furthest away from my support. It's going to take that big step forward, as big as you can. And we're going to bend into that front knee. Turn side on. Put a hold of your support. So we're on the ball of our toes and our heel of the back leg has come off the ground. And we've bent our front knee. Okay, with me so far? Bang. Right, so if you can, you're going to try put your feet in a line. I know that's tricky. Don't worry if you can't. If your foot's all the way over the side, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. I'm not teaching you how to do yoga. I'm teaching you how to do balance. Okay? And then that back knee, we're going to bend slightly. Then from here, you can either keep your hand in contact with your support, put one arm out to the side, put both arms out to the side. I'm going to try and hold that position just for a few moments. Rest if you need to rest. Put your arms down if you need to put your arms down. Hold on to your support if you need to put your hands on your support. What I'm seeing in the camera is you're doing pretty good. All right, so drop your arms, straighten your legs, and bring the back leg to the front. Shake out those legs. Not too bad from what I'm seeing in the cameras. I think some of you are proper yogis. Right, so I'm going to skip one of the warriors. I'm just going to very quickly do one called the tree, and then we'll sit down and get the bands out so Andrea can play with the new resistance bands. I'm not going to do, if you have done yoga before, this isn't the proper version of a move called the tree. Don't worry, I'm not going to have you waving your arms around. Right, so standing side onto your support, hand on your support. So the leg that's closest to my support is going to be my balance leg. Basically, this is a one-legged balance, I'm not going to lie to you, just with a few little variations. So the leg closest to my support, I'm going to stick it to the ground. This is going to be my strong leg, got hold of my support. The other leg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sole of the foot just against the calf. Yeah? So the sole of my foot is just resting on the calf. It's not resting on the knee, because I'm just going to end up damaging my knee by pushing my knee in the wrong direction. So I'm just going to rest it just on the side of the calf. I'm going to try and turn my knee out 90 degrees. Okay? And then from here, I'm going to stand up nice and tall, fix on a point ahead that isn't going to move. I'm going to try and take our hands off our support. You can always put your hands back down if you need to. So keeping your leg where it is, I recommend hold on to your support, but keep your foot down, but your other leg is just going to come out to the side. So you're pointing your toes out to the side. Oh, feeling that? Can you let go as well? Bring that foot back into your calf, and then drop down and give your legs a shake. We're going to do the other side, so you might just need to just change position so that you're not kicking your support. Last one, and then we're going to sit down, promise. Last one. It's a quite intense balances. So this time, the leg that's closest to my support, I'm going to press right down into the ground, so it's immovable and it's nice and strong. I've got my hand resting on the support. My other leg now, I'm going to place the sole of the foot against the calf. I'm going to turn my knee out to the side, and then I'm going to try and balance. I'm going to try and stay up nice and tall. Think about what I want to do with my hand. Either keep it resting on the top of the support, or have a go at letting go. So I recommend just putting your hand back on your support for the next part. You're going to extend your toes out to the side. Balance on that one leg. Probably feeling that through the hips, through the outer part of the leg as well. You move that foot out to the side, back into the calf, drop down, give your legs just a little bit of a shake. Sit down for me. Nice and controlled, sit down. Grab your resistance bands. If you've got a drink with you, have a slurp, shake out your leg. Hello?
I'm having to go, I feel a bit lucky. Okay.
Well, listen, just sit down and chill out, all right? Have a drink.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
All right, see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Do you know what? Right thing to do. Yeah, if you're not feeling so good, I don't mind if you're ducking out. They were difficult exercises, so yeah, good. I'd rather you do that than suffer in silence. Ooh. Suffer in silence. You still there, are you? Is it Sheila? She's gone, I think. She's gone. Right, so grab your bands. Listen, we're going to go into some more traditional stuff now. Unfortunately, I'm going to concentrate on some shoulder exercises. So, what are we to do with your band? So you sat down, hopefully. Pass the band underneath your thighs. Level it up. So you've got equal lengths on each side. We're going to do some shoulder presses to start off with. You don't need to actually sit on your band if you don't want to. You can if you want. It's It's not a necessity. Hold the ends of your band. Hold the ends of your band. So you've levelled them off. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Put the band on the inside part of your arm, and you've got your fist somewhere, your hand somewhere next to the side of your face. So just sit up nice and tall, and then we're going to stretch up as high as you can, nice and controlled on the way back down. So don't worry if you can't fully extend the arm above your head. Try and just make the movement, whatever you can do, try and make it vertical and then bring it back down under control, just as you're alternating. So if all your shoulders are allowing you to do today is just above your head, then please do. But if you're feeling a bit brave and your shoulders are feeling absolutely amazing, and you can get higher, please try and just make it nice and vertical. And you're trying to get your shoulder as close to the side of your head as possible. So we don't want the shoulder coming out here or out to the front. We want it as close to the head as possible. So if your mobility is not so good in your shoulders, what I've just said to you might be quite tricky. So just do what you can, do your best. That's all I ask for. Nice and smooth, just alternating. Lovely job. Okay, so relax there, bring those arms down, give your shoulders a bit of a shake. If your band is quite short, so my band is, it's over 1.5 meters. If your band is quite short, you probably won't be able to do the next exercise. So in that case, carry on doing what you've just done. If your band is quite long, so it's one of the bands you've had from me in the past, or you bought from the shop and you know it's really long, try the next exercise, which is both arms at the same time. If your band's short, you won't be able to achieve this. You'll just end up snapping your band, which will be a disaster. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. We want to be strong for this next exercise through the ribs, through the tummy, and through the lower back. So we're going to stretch both arms up as high as you can, and then nice and controlled back down. If you want to continue just doing the single arms, then please do the single arms. We're adapting the exercises so that they best work for you. Nice and controlled though. So stretching up, just hold it for a microsecond and then nice and controlled on the way back down. We're not rushing this. Not like the circuit we did the other day, which was a little bit quicker than what we're doing now. We want nice, deliberate, controlled exercises. Okay, so once you've done that one, just bring your arms down and give your shoulders a bit of a shake. So we're just going to finish off with the shoulder press. We're going to do 3, except this time we're going to hold the arms aloft just for a little bit longer. And think about the strength you've got through the middle part, through your tummy and through your ribs, especially when you're holding those arms up. That's where you're going to need to use these muscles here to help keep those arms nice and high. So 3, here we go. So we're going to lift up and we're going to hold that position. So now think about your tummy, your ribs, your lower back. Don't hold your breath. Nice and controlled on the way back down. Lovely. And again, so pushing up, holding that position. Those muscles should be talking to you about now. Nice and controlled on the way back down. Last one. Stretch it up. Here we go. Don't hold your breath. Be strong, strong in the back especially. Nice and controlled on the way back down. Fabulous. Bring those arms down and give your shoulders a shake. Okay, so take that band from underneath your thighs. Hold the ends, this loop, drop it towards the ground and then put both feet on. So I'm just going to give your shoulders just a bit of a breather. We're just going to tackle the biceps, these muscles on the front of your arms. So we're going to sit up nice and tall again. I'm just going to walk my hands, and again, everyone's different. I'm going to walk my hands a little bit further down my band, so I've got a little bit more tension on the band. Tuck my arms in, and I want my fist, let me come a little bit closer, just a second. So when I'm holding my band now, I'm going to hold it so that my fist is in this vertical position. I'm not going to be horizontal. So I'm going to hold both parts of my band this way. And this is the movement I'm going to do. I'm going to try and keep my fists in this vertical position. For this next exercise, which is a variation on the bicep curl. So normally your fist would be horizontal when you do the bicep curl. We're going to have our fist up and down. So this particular exercise is called a hammer curl. So we're going to tuck the elbows in, get our fist in that vertical position, we're going to come up towards our shoulders and then nice and controlled coming back down. So imagine if you were holding a hammer, hammering a nail in a piece of wood, your fist is in this up and down position, isn't it, rather than a horizontal position. So that's why it's called a hammer curl. I'm going to let you adjust your resistance band, either to make it easier or to make it harder. So earlier on during the warm-up, I was saying about the effort should be about 6 or 7 out of 10, and that's when we're trying to get out of breath. Same applies when you're doing strength exercises. You don't want them to be dead easy, but you don't want it to be impossible. So we're aiming for a difficulty of about a 6 or 7 out of 10. And you can adjust that on the band, either moving the hands further away or moving the hands further down the band. But those muscles should be working. Keep those elbows tucked in, keep that posture. Okay, and just relax there. Just give those arms just a little bit of a shake. So I'm just going to make this slightly harder. Still keeping your fists in that vertical position, in that hammer curl position. Tuck those elbows in, sitting up nice and tall. Here we go, we're going to lift up. We're going to lower to my count. It's going to be a count of 5, nice and slow. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Come on. Hold it there. Keep that posture nice and tall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. This is going to be the last one for these hammer curls. Hold that position. Hold that position. Nice and slowly now. 5. Don't rush. 4. 3, hope those muscles are talking to you. 2, 1, relax there, give those arms a little bit of a shake. Keep the band underneath your feet. Let me just come around here. So for the next one, I do recommend holding the ends of your band. This next one, we're going to do side arm raises. So just make sure you've got some space either side of you. You've got lots of you should have lots of slack on your band, which is okay for this next exercise. You're going to drop your arms down by your side. You're going to sit up tall, and you're going to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. You're going to try and keep this body position whilst your arms are moving. You're going to move the arms out to the side. So one arm at a time, first of all. Come out to the side, and then lower back down. So no higher than your own shoulder. No higher than your own shoulder. If you're getting part way, that's as high as you can go today. Fabulous. This is how much you can do. Perfect. That's all I ask. But certainly, if your shoulders are fabulous, no higher than your own shoulder height. We are trying, let me just come around the side. So we're trying to keep that arm perfectly out to the side, level with your own side body. We don't want to be cheating and bringing the arm at a nice quirky angle. We don't want that. We want it out to the side. So just nice and controlled. And remember the descent, so the lowering of the arm is equally important. We don't want that band to drag our arm back down. We are staying in control of our resistance band. Lovely, okay, so relax there. Hands on knees, still holding the ends of your band. Still a nice straight posture, one arm at a time, up to the front and back down. We are keeping the arms straight. We are trying to keep the back of the fist pointing towards the ceiling as we keep those arms straight. Keep that posture nice and straight. So a little bit of a test with these shoulders just for the last few exercises today. You can spend all weekend recovering, and then we go again on Tuesday. Fabulous, bring those arms back down, give your shoulders a bit of a shake. So we're going to combine those two exercises. Arms down by your side, straight backs, shoulders back. One arm, I don't mind which arm you want to start off with, is going to come out to the side and back down. Same arm out to the front and back down. Other arm out to the side and back down, and then out to the front And back down, back on the other arm, out to the side. And nice and controlled. Down, out to the front. And down. Other arm out to the side. Rest if you need to rest. Modify the exercise if you need to modify it. Just relax there, give those shoulders a bit of a shake. Okay, both arms at the same time now. Going in the same direction. I'm not going to ask you to do opposite directions. That's just going to confuse you. So sitting up nice and tall, arms down by your side, straight arms. Here we go, both arms out to the side. And back down. Both arms to the front. And back down, out to the side. And down to the front. And back down. We're going to carry on doing this for a few more. We're going to carry on doing it all day, don't worry. Nice and controlled. I want those muscles to talk to you, just to remind you that they're there. To the front. We're going to do one more on each direction. So with me, come on out to the side and down, out to the front. And down, and relax. Give those shoulders a bit of a shake. Step off your band for me, please, and just put your band to one side. Okay, I'm just going to spend maybe 120 seconds doing a little bit of ab work, because I know how much you love it. Abdoms like poppadoms. Which one should we do today? We'll do sit-ups, I think. We'll do sit-ups today. So what I would like you to do is just sit on the edge of your chair and both feet flat on the floor. Sit up nice and tall. If you want to, you can start off by holding the sides of the chair. So this is the easier version. We'll do a couple of these, and then if you want to progress and do the harder stuff, then you can, or you can keep your hands on the side of the chair. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to lean back. We're going to use our tummy muscles to control that movement. We're not going to touch the back of the chair, and then we're going to squeeze these muscles to sit up. And we're going to come back, squeeze those muscles. I want you to think about these muscles at all times. If you think about these muscles, you'll use them. Yeah? Probably feeling that. Lovely. Okay, so keep your hands holding onto the side of the chair if you want to. If you want the added difficulty, you can put your hands across your chest. Sitting up nice and tall. Here we go. So we're going to lean back, squeeze those muscles up. And again, nice and controlled. Use the muscles to lower, use the muscles to raise. And again, and up. One more for the moment. And up. And just relax there. Just take a breath. So, you've either got your hands on the side of the chair, you've got your hands across your chest. If you do want an even more challenging exercise, what you can do is reach both arms up to the front. Okay, now lean back and reach forward. So really think about those muscles now. Whichever version you're using, I want you to think long and hard about those core muscles, those tummy muscles, and allow them to do the work. Allow them to strengthen so that you can move this torso. Nice and controlled. Rest if you need to rest. Okay, we're going to do two more. So we're going to go back and up. This is our last one. Beautiful. Relax. Relax, relax. Might have been 150 seconds, but still not too bad. Not too bad. Not spent all day doing ab exercises. Should we do the cool down? Should we relax? Chill out? Yeah? Okay. Let's do some leg stretches. Let's do some leg stretches to start off with. Okay, so just sitting on the edge of your chair, extend a leg out, just one leg, and then point those toes up towards the ceiling. So let's get into the calf muscle there to get it stretched out. And then point those toes forwards. And then point those toes up towards the ceiling. So if you've been doing a lot of walking recently, then do these little stretches once you've finished. Just relax your foot. You put both hands on your bent leg. Sit up nice and tall. Try and keep your shoulders square, pointing forwards as you lean forwards to try and get that stretch through that hamstring. So what I mean by keeping your shoulders square, we don't want to be kind of twisting our torsos to try and cheat. You just want to sink down, start to feel that stretch through the back of the leg. We're just going to try and relax here. So we're going to take a breath out. So you can drop slightly deeper into your stretch. For that intense stretch, if you want to, you can point your toes up towards the ceiling. You don't have to if you don't want to, because it is quite intense. And then we're going to relax and using our hands, we're going to push up to our seated position. This straight leg is now going to bend. We're going to grab the knee. We're going to pull up that knee nice and high. Just give it a little squeeze, a little bit of a hug, and we're just going to roll that ankle round. Just in both directions. Just wiggle it around. Fabulous, and relax there, dropping that leg down to the ground. Let's do the other leg. Extend the other leg out, and as always, we'll start off by the calf and pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to point the toes forwards. The toes back up towards the ceiling. Just relax your foot, both hands on your bent leg. We're going to sit up tall, and then again, keeping your shoulders square. We're going to try and just lower with control. You can use the hands on your knee just as a bit of a break to help lower yourself down until you feel that stretch. And then if you want to take a breath out, to slowly drop slightly deeper into your stretch, you can do. If you want the really intense version, you can point your toes up towards the ceiling, really get to the back of the thigh. I'm feeling a little bit at the back of my knee as well. And I'm going to relax and use my hands to push myself back up upright. Now I'm going to bend that leg, grab the knee, pull up nice and high, and then just give the ankle a bit of a whiz. A few turns in one direction and a few turns in the other direction. And relax there, just drop that leg back down. Okay, let's move on to the upper body. So a little bit with the shoulders. So you can either go with shoulder stretch number 1, where you're reaching across, grabbing hold of the elbow and pulling in. If you want the deeper version, you're going to try and hook the crook of your arm across the elbow and pulling nice and tight with a little bit of a twist as well. So this is slightly more intense than holding onto the elbow. So you remain in control of your stretch. It's up to you, depending on how you're feeling. Okay, the same arm now, same arm that you're stretching. It's going to reach down the back of your head or down the back of your neck, or if you can get it between your shoulder blades, brilliant. You can use your other hand to try and point that elbow up high towards the ceiling, to try and increase that stretch through the back of the arm and into the armpit. And then we're going to ease out of that. We're going to do those 2 stretches on the other side. So either reaching across and pulling in on the elbow, or if you prefer, you can really wrap the crook of that arm across the elbow with a little bit of a twist. Really gets into that shoulder, that, doesn't it? And then we're going to just ease out of that. This arm that you're stretching is going to reach down the back of the head, or the neck, or between your shoulder blades. Use this other hand just to try and tease that elbow up as high as you can. You can go over the top if you wanted to. And then easing out of that and just relaxing there. A little bit for our backs. So one hand in front of the other. And pushing those hands out, stretching out across the upper back. I'm just going to hold that just for a few moments. Then we're going to relax. And then we're going to go again. Can you get a little bit further, a little bit deeper stretch perhaps? And relaxing out of there. Let's do the chest. So holding onto the side of your chair or the small of your back. Roll the shoulders back first and then try and push your chest forward. Just hold in that position. And then relax. Let's try that again. So just roll the shoulders back and then allow the chest to go forwards. And relax there. Let's do a twist. So we're going to put one hand on your opposite knee. Hold on either to the small of your back or the side of your chair. We're going to sit up tall first of all, and then using both hands to help rotate you round. And again, we're trying to get the whole of the torso turned. We're not just turning the head and the shoulders. We want the twist to come from the lower and the middle back as well. Keep nice and tall. Keep that posture tall. And then we're coming back through to the centre, and let's do the other side. So change the position of your hands, sitting up nice and tall, and then turning. Fabulous. And then gently coming back through to the centre. So a few little shrugs. We're just going to finish off with our usual neck stretches. Think about your posture. So sitting up nice and tall, and then turning the head around to look over your shoulder. Remember, just the head, not the shoulders. We're not turning the torso, we're just moving the head. And we're going to come back to the centre, and then turning to look over your other shoulder. And then coming back through to the centre. Now we're going to drop the head across, just let it hang heavy. Get stretched through the side of the neck, and coming back up, and then across to the other side. And bringing it up. Okay, so keeping your torso still, just moving the head. We're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. Don't let the shoulders round or the back fall forwards, just the head to drop forwards. To try and get that stretch through the back of the neck, through the base of the skull. And then slowly lifting up, looking up towards the ceiling. And bringing it back down, nice and gently now to finish as we rotate the head around. Nice and slowly. Trying to ignore any pricks, pops, crackles, and very gently back round in the other direction. And relax there. We made it. Give your hands a final shake. And give your legs a pat down. And give yourself a round of applause